among other countries in imposing similar rules. It comes as China is dealing with an outbreak of cases after many of the country's strict COVID restrictions were lifted. Dr. Jeannie Marazzo with the University of Alabama, Birmingham, told BBC News no one knows what is happening in China.
There have been anecdotal reports of extreme ICU or intensive care unit loads, as well as use of emergency departments. But in the absence of very good reporting and transparency, we just don't know.
I'm Ken.
It's been a tough year for U.S. consumers, so how deep will you be reaching into your pockets this year? As you would expect, airline tickets and the price of gas have gone up. Food prices have skyrocketed. There is good news, though. The price of electronics and major appliances have gone down. Sad news out of the music world this morning. Anita Pointer, one of the founding members of the R&B group The Pointer Sisters, has died at age 74. She passed away Saturday at her home in Los Angeles, where she was surrounded by her family. Her spokesperson saying the cause of death, cancer.
Anita Pointer, who found fame with her sisters Bonnie, Ruth, and June, died on Saturday at the age of 74. The Pointer Sisters had pop and R&B hits in the 1980s, including Automatic and Jump, both earning Grammys, although Anita had left the group by 1977. The Pointer family said Anita kept the siblings close and together. The sisters worked backup for artists such as Boz Scaggs and Taj Mahal before fronting their own album in 1973. I'm Jerry Barnish.
This is USA News.
The holidays are here. Achieve gifting greatness when you give perfectly aged, tender, delicious Omaha steaks. The steak experts at Omaha Steaks have curated special gift packages to take the guesswork out of gifting and make you a holiday hero. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site-wide. Plus, use code TREAT at checkout to get an additional $40 off your order. Send an assortment of mouthwatering favorites guaranteed to impress, like the legendary Butcher's Cut Filet Mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken, ultra-juicy burgers, even easy-to-prepare, ready-to-flash comfort meals. Omaha Steaks is ready to ship your order right away, so shop early and beat the shipping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com, get 50% off site-wide, plus use promo code TREAT at checkout to get that extra $40 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
USA News 2022. The year in show business got underway with a bang, or rather, a slap. Keep the blank name out of the mouth. Will Smith, born in Oscars Progress, rocked about his joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's bald head. Later, Smith walked onto the stage and slapped Rock. Smith later apologized, but he won't be going to the Oscars for a while.
10 years.
Tom Cruise ruled the box office with about $1.5 billion taken in by Top Gun Maverick, Jurassic World Dominion, and Avatar, The Way of Water, the two films making the $1 billion club in 2022. On the smaller screen, one in your home, we said goodbye to quite a few historic shows. Who's here to see Saul Goodman? Better Call Saul, the prequel to Breaking Bad, ended its 6-year run. Also making first calls, Ozark, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Batwoman, Raise It Frankly, Blackish, and Flip or Flop. And after 25 years of teaching kids about kindness and empathy,
during the commercial, you walk over your little counter there and get coffee.
2022
Try to.
Where do I sit anywhere?
Right there, you can sit here. And he's Blue Mike, Joey.
Blue Mike. Yeah.
Have been on the radio before?
This is well, just on the when I called in.
No, the first time you're in the studio.
It's funny. I was just listening 103.3.
Is your wife listening?
No, I don't think so. But on 103.3 radio station, I went to college with this kid Mike Mullaney, and he's a DJ. Well, actually, he's like the program director for 103.3. You guys know that station at all?
Yeah.
So his name's Mike Mullaney. He's a really cool dude, but I haven't talked to him in years. So.
Yeah, he does it all. He does. He's a one-man brand.
I do.
I have a friend. She works for WBZ, Lori Kirby. I'm not sure if you ever heard the name.
Yes.
She was in here on Thanksgiving, and she was just like, I can't believe everything you do. Actually, she's been teaching them. Been doing
So has he all, and Joe, you all self-taught on this, or?
Pretty much.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns?
Right.
It's time for
Red Mike.
We're like one of the only father and son shows that we
I love it. Keep it going.
We had another person research that, somebody just Saturday.
Yeah, I think we are the only ones that are.
That's fantastic.
That's
fantastic.
interesting.
I love father and son.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And good morning, and welcome to Middleboro in Review, and welcome to 2023. I'm Joey Driscoll. I'm joined by Don, as always, and I'm
Happy
joined
New
by a special guest today as well, Chuck Hart. Good morning, Chuck. How are you?
Joey and Don, it's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation, and Happy New Year to you both.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chuck. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming, getting up early.
Yeah. Great to be here. I appreciate the opportunity and the offer.
With the birds, you know.
So, our weather for today. Start off with Taunton, where we're broadcasting out of. 51 degrees currently. It's nice and, it's not sunny yet because the sun hasn't come out, but when the sun does come out, it should be sunny. 51 degrees, a high of 55 today and a low of 33. Tomorrow, New Year's Day observed, 54 degrees with a low of 32. In Driscoll, Texas, 67 degrees, cloudy skies, a high of 79 today. 85 tomorrow, cloudy skies for the forecast tomorrow, and a low of 66. So the temperature is shooting back up in a lot of places after we had that very cold couple of weeks around the country.
In Driscoll, Texas.
In Driscoll, Texas, yes. Driscoll, North Dakota. Temperature shooting back up there as well. 11 degrees after it was in the negatives for a while in Driscoll, North Dakota. 17 degrees for the high today, a high of 18 tomorrow. The lows are still in the lower rings of the single digits, but it's starting to warm up there as well.
In Driscoll, North Dakota.
In Driscoll, North Dakota. And
We gotta emphasize, you know, 11 below. What are you talking about? 11 below.
Yep. In Middleboro, 50 degrees, a high of 55 today, low of 33. 54 tomorrow, and a low of 33 again. So Sunday and Monday, nice and sunny. Tuesday, Wednesday, rain in the forecast, but in the upper 50s as well. We're still pretty warm up until Thursday, where we'll get a shock of cooler air, 40 degrees on Thursday. So that is our weather. I want to give a quick notice about 3 passings that we had this week. We lost 3 amazing individuals. First, we lost Barbara Walters this week, legendary ABC News, evening news anchor. She was a part of 2020, that news program as well, of The View, along with many other programs as well. She was born in Boston, Massachusetts, and she died this past Friday at the age of 93. We also lost Pele, the famous soccer player from Brazil, very famous soccer player. He had a lot of different achievements. Played for the international Brazil soccer team from 1957 to 1971. He played for the New York Cosmos in the 70s. He was also Brazil's Minister of Sports in the late 90s as well. Pele, a very important individual in the world of soccer. And we also lost Pope Benedict XVI as well. Just an important figure in the Catholic Church. Also known as Pope Emeritus for about a decade. upon his resignation, and he was the first pope to do so in over 600 years as well. He had been in poor health for a couple of years, but he took over for Pope John Paul II, who was pope for quite a while. It was in the 70s up until 2005.
That's funny because Pope John Paul I lasted. He passed away like 3 months after he was named pope. I remember because I remember that I was living in Florida at the time, and I know he passed fast within 3 months. And then Pope John Paul, I think it was in 78, 79, I think it was. And then he went to what? He went up all the way up to 2000s, right? 2014 or 2013 or something like that.
Yeah. Yes. And then he resigned, and then
Benedict
resigned, and then he Pope Francis came in, and he's our current pope.
Yeah.
So it is 7:13 a.m. I want to formally introduce Chuck Hart. He is the president of the St. Vincent de Paul organization. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Joey and Don. Great to be here. Thank you for inviting me in.
Yeah.
And I must say, my aunt, I was just thinking, my aunt, may she rest in peace, from Somerville, Mass. She was a Driscoll.
Really?
Her last name was Driscoll, yeah. So,
Okay.
And
We're in Somerville. Remember the street?
Walker Street.
Okay.
Walker Street in Somerville. Yeah, we used to go there all the time. So the demographics have changed greatly. Somerville, the real estate values and things have really changed. But I remember going there we used to go there every Christmas Eve. So she was a Driscoll, so I was like, appreciate it. We said Driscoll, Texas, Driscoll, North Dakota, was it that you guys?
Yeah, that's a little stick. We've been doing that for a while.
A little thing that we've been doing since the beginning of the show.
And it's a beautiful thing to see a father and son doing this. What a great bond.
It's funny too because I remember Tony Lopes, and he was the manager of this radio station for years and years and years, and he's the one who hired Tony. Hired Joey, and Steve Callahan was the owner, and they hashed up a plan to give him a show. So I remember the first day, it was April 7th, 2019, right?
April 7th, 2019.
Okay. And he did the show, and he was struggling, all right? And I couldn't say nothing because I officially didn't ask Tony if I could, hop in, So I asked him. I called him up. I talked to him, and he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. And so the following week, I was part of but we've had some pretty good shows. We've had some heated discussions. He shut my mic off. It's great.
It's all part of
I'm
radio.
sitting there lecturing him how to do things. He's telling me to shut up. But I think we've got a really good bond. We really have a lot of respect for each other as far as fathers and son. You know how father and sons can get. It's just. But I couldn't ask for a better son. Because there's a lot of things that he has that I didn't have growing up. You know what I mean? As far as he can take constructive criticism better than I could when I was growing up. He just has a lot going for it. He can check his emotions when I was his age I couldn't. So it's he's an amazing person. He has spina bifida. Okay, he wears leg braces and he goes to work and I don't even know. I forget he has a condition.
Yeah.
It's hard. It doesn't stop him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not gonna stop me. I'm just gonna do it. That's his attitude. I've never heard a boo-hoo from me his whole life because his condition. Just moves on and just tries to do the best. So I can't help but be inspired by him, looking at him. And couldn't ask for a better person to work for 1 hour a week.
I'm really into family dynamics and father and son relationships and father and daughter relationships. I see a beautiful relationship here. So
thank you.
I greatly admire and respect that. I don't want to be tangential. I don't want to go off, but I'm still blessed that both my parents. But my dad was diagnosed in April 2021 with Alzheimer's. So, and I had a conflictual relationship with him, and there was give and take, and
Right.
but it's great to see a father and son doing this together. What a great hobby, or not even a hobby, but a job.
Well, it's something I look forward to getting
yeah,
up every Sunday morning.
That's a blessing.
And I could drive him here safe, which is, you know, even though he drives and he's a big boy. Like tomorrow, he's doing the news. He's doing the wake up news at 7. I'm gonna drive him in. Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? I'm off tomorrow anyway. I mean, what, you know, when I got to sleep in, I can just shoot him in, get some coffee and whatnot. But
I was sharing with John before that my son is he's a second lieutenant. I'm dropping him off today. He's going back to to Georgia, and he's going to be going through 62 days of rigorous Army training to be a Ranger. And it's so great that you have a captive audience, because when you have him in the car, you can't get away, because sometimes as we age, our son's going a different direction, or our daughter's going a different direction. So it's nice to see that you're doing it. So it's
kidnap him.
Yeah, exactly.
I do the same thing. I offer him ice cream or whatever. He'll go for ice cream. And, you know, he just doesn't want to go out. You know, he's at the beach with me all day long. You know, we're going home. No, not yet. We got to go somewhere else.
And the timing for you doing this, it couldn't be better. Like 2019, getting into 2020, when the whole world changed with COVID, an opportunity for you to be able to, because people were at home, people weren't able to get out. So this must have been a great asset.
We were able to broadcast live through the whole pandemic. It worked out good because we could still be together because we lived in the same house. So I mean, if we weren't the same, you know, he'd have to be solo. So that worked out. I could continue broadcasting with him. So.
Well, I'm going to tune in every Sunday. This is my new. I will be a listener, an active listener every single Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you could go on the radio. Maybe you'll get on the radio, or you can just dial it up on the internet or whatnot. I mean, there's plenty of internet here, but
you can dial it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
this show will be on YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better to listen live through the podcast.
So if you
the YouTube's all right, but it's not the radio. It's not 5,000 watts going through County Street. You know
it is another way we do the show, though.
I mean,
I do have to mention it because it is another way we do the show. But the best way to listen to the show is on the radio.
Yes.
But there are several ways to listen.
Right. No.
That's what I was.
So let me show my naivete and my ignorance. I'm in Dighton, so that should be no problem being able to listen from the little town of Dighton.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, are you off 44 or are you off 138?
I'm off of more off of 138.
Yeah, because the towers are on County Road.
So we
right there, 2 beautiful 5,000 watt radio towers.
Well, I know when I was in Middleboro at Chamberlain International School, I was in the parking lot and was able to hear it beautifully. So.
Yeah, no, I think if not, you just dial up on the phone, you just get your app going, my radio, tune in, whatnot, right?
Yeah,
plenty.
On a nice day, on a nice clear day, you could hear it from Weymouth. I've tried.
And Tony Loeb said too that he's had listeners in North Fall River.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's 5,000 watts.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's the 44 side going down Winthrop Street. That's the tough side because I think there's another VBF in Providence. So I mean, they kind of have to tweak their antennas in their certain directions.
No. I don't know if it's called WVBF, but there's another 1530.
Okay.
Somewhere, yeah.
Right.
Or another, there's another 1530.
No, it wasn't that. It was a 90.
No, it's it's not even 1530. It's another.
It was the FM.
It's another. Yeah, it's the FM.
Because we had a small little FM, area, and they got that pretty much for the football games. So
There is another AM, 1530 AM, in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And that's a massive one.
Okay.
Like that's 50,000 watts.
All right.
I think because I can hear it here. In Middleboro, Massachusetts, and Taunton, Massachusetts, I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
It's a major one.
Joey may not remember this, but Don and I would remember WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, the show. Yeah.
Quite the sitcom.
Yeah.
All right, it is 7:21 a.m. I'm Joey Driscoll. This is Middleboro Review, the first show of 2023. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Chuck Hart, the president of St. Vincent de Paul. This is WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We will be right back.
True.
That's cool. That's great, Joey.
Yeah.
I should have Mike Mulaney come and visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were very close in college. And you know, there are no coincidences. Like I lost touch with him.
Yeah.
And he has a show, and I don't know if it's like live or was pre-recorded, but it was like I know that voice. That's got to be Mike Mulaney.
Yeah.
And it was him.
Oh,
There
wow.
was some types of New England. He had like a realtor, a big real estate guy that was talking about the real market, and then
Yeah.
another guy about money and stuff. But it was really fascinating.
Oh, wow.
Do you know the name Mike Mulaney?
I think a little bit, maybe. I don't know. They just.
The state used to be 98.5, but that changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and
Dropped my phone and it's just acting up. I'm gonna have to get a new. This thing is like all cracked.
Is that an Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's acting up.
Mine's all cracked too.
It's like acting very weird. It's like jumping all around. And
So you try to shut it off and turn it
I've
back
done
on?
that. Yeah, that's my John. That's the best thing that I know how to do.
Yeah, that's all I know how to do.
So where did you go to high school, Joey?
Middleboro High School.
Okay, good. Well, what a beautiful new building.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to be in the
yeah.
So you what class? You were the class of
17.
Okay.
Yeah. He was 17 when he graduated, Joe. I mean,
17 and 363 days.
I know it's a big school, but does the name Erica Williams mean anything to you?
Yes, it does.
Because Erica is. I work with her.
99% sure it does.
I work. She's a twin brother. I know that. I don't know his name, but it's Dominic. Maybe it's Dominic. But she works with me at Chamberlain.
what exactly is Chamberlain School?
It's in North Middleboro, right off of 18. Do you remember where the old Binkies used to be?
Yeah.
So we have a gymnasium and classrooms right across from Binkies on that's 18, right?
Okay,
That's 18.
yeah.
And then we're up the hill from there.
Up the hill, headed
the old
towards,
Pratt Free School. You know where the old Pratt Free School is?
headed towards North Middleboro Center. There.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Churches and stuff.
Spark Street Auto Body located at 48 Spark Street in Groton, Massachusetts.
I can't tell you, I love seeing this as father and son doing
Yeah.
this. It's very inspiring to me.
Alright, who's got the first question? Me or you, Dad?
You can, Joe.
You should reach them
This is your baby.
Well, this, yeah. I get first dibs because I'm the host.
Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Hi, this is Jim Larkin.
Yeah, so do you know Somerville pretty well, or?
I worked in Somerville for a plumbing company on Sewall Street, over behind the Shaws there. But I know it enough. I mean, I know.
They used to refer to it as Somerville. My cousins would say we're from Somerville.
Yeah.
I don't say that anymore because the house that my cousin's grandmother bought, like for $34,000, is now like $1.5 million.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
it's so close to Boston. That's what
Oh, it is. It's the proximity to Boston. Absolutely.
I wouldn't pay that money for
No.
getting something we could ever.
No. But it's the proximity to Boston.
But I mean, it's just people want to be close to Boston. They don't want to drive anymore. Now the Union Square Green Line station's opened up.
Yeah.
Now the
It's
Medford
Medford, right?
Range
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The whole area's gonna explode. Thing is, it's good to have that, but then it just brings up the property value and people who can't afford the taxes
No, they can't.
who live there.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, progress is good to a certain point, and then it just then it ended.
Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we are back here on Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today's date is January 1st, 2023. I am surprised I haven't mistakenly said 2022 or 2021 yet.
Give it time, you will.
Yes. It'll take a few days.
No,
to get
writing things down.
writing things down, and
take a
yes,
month.
that's going to be
For me.
yeah. That's going to be a thing that I got to watch for the next couple of days. Not accidentally saying 2022. All right, we're here with Chuck Hart, the president of St. Vincent de Paul. Again, good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Joey and Don.
And so, tell us a little bit about you.
I'm a 54-year-old. I took over. I became president of St. Vincent de Paul in October, and I'm a lifetime school teacher. And I'm father of 2 wonderful adult children. My daughter is 20, and she's a junior at Bridgewater State University, and my son graduated from the Citadel. in May, and now he's a second lieutenant in the United States Army. I have a beautiful wife, Kendra, that just retired after 39 years of teaching in the Norton Public Schools, and I'm just trying to enjoy life and make a difference in the world, and live every day as if it's my last, and kind of like carpe diem, seize the day type of thing. So I'm pretty boring though too. I like politics. I like local politics. I love politics, actually. I love Taunton politics. I love little town of Dighton politics. I like national politics. So.
If you like local politics in Taunton, you tune in. All right, on actually it could be every day now. When Jim DuPont comes by his show, he's the nitty gritty of Taunton politics.
Yeah.
Okay, between 9 and 11.
I'm gonna start listening.
Town talk. I tell you, if you want everything, well, you want to know all the ruckus that's going on at the city council meeting.
Yeah.
Jim,
Tuesday's meeting will be important.
Yeah.
We'll be getting a new city council head of city council, city council
Right.
president for 2023 at the next meeting.
But if you like local politics,
I love it. I love
this
it.
is the station to listen to, especially Jim DuPont, hometown talk.
I want to listen to Jim DuPont.
Yeah.
Actually, Carol Doherty's a personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
She just won re-election, and I helped her
Yeah.
with the campaign.
She's got a show, yeah.
I didn't. I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's wonderful, and,
Yeah.
and Chris Coit was wonderful. I got to meet a lot of his campaign people
Yeah.
when I was holding signs and stuff like
Right.
that. So I enjoyed I love the give and take of politics.
Yeah.
And Carol is a dear friend, and like I said, I was impressed. I met a whole group of. I was holding at the Elks Club in Taunton, holding a sign for Carol, and we bonded together. They gave us pizza and all
Yeah.
sorts of desserts and donuts and beautiful people. It was great. It was
And her co-host Barry Sanders.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
football player? No.
No. Yeah.
He's a character. I like that.
Oh, you know what's funny about him? Because Joey's been engineering that show for
Yeah.
years now, right?
Yeah.
And he gives Joey this crazy introduction every time on Saturday, and it's about a minute long, and he comes up with something new and then he's the one, the 24th century studios at WBBF, 23rd. Yeah, he's just great to be on the radio with. When he calls in, it's great, and
He's so charismatic.
Oh.
He's funny and charismatic and witty, and I believe he's a social worker by trade, so he has my respect. And
Yes.
Immediately,
Yeah.
social workers are just they're saints.
yes.
So Barry, if you're listening, you're a saint. And his wife's very nice. I met her too, and I think she's a teacher in the Taunton Public Schools.
Right.
She's very nice. But
Yeah.
the whole council, like John McCall, I've known John McCall for years. I helped John McCall on his early campaign.
Yeah.
So good, just good people. Because I did live in Taunton for 18 years. So
Okay, yeah.
And became active. And there was this guy, Bob Jacobs After Dark, and then he did Taunton After. No, it was Bob Jacobs Live in Taunton After Dark, and it was like I used to watch the school committee meetings with my son, the council meetings with my son. So I do like the politics of Taunton. Sean O'Connell's a wonderful person. Tommy Hoy was one of just good people. Just
Yeah.
a cast of characters, a long cast of characters.
Right. And it's funny that he's a school teacher because Tony Lopes was a school teacher, was taught Taunton High for years, and his son Chris taught for years, and he was the football coach not too long ago.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean, they're both great people. I mean, I love that man because of what he did for my son. So somebody and Steve Callahan too. You know what I mean? And also too Chris Keach and. Really helped him out. He's the morning news anchor. He did a lot. Everybody, everyone, everybody, Jim Larkin, everybody.
Well, Joe, you have the skill set because they can, people can open the door for you, but you have to have the skills. And
Right.
You clearly have the skills to be able to navigate the complexities of even a studio. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm with royalty right now. So my hat off to you and your dad and again, I think it's wonderful that you and Dad are doing this together. It's a beautiful thing to see.
One of the proudest things I've known about Joey, he's really pushed the St. Vincent's Food Pantry together.
Yeah.
So tell us what your goals are as president, what you want to accomplish for the food pantry. Pretty much, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you. No, and again, I appreciate the opportunity to be here as we go into the 2023. The real goal is to continue the momentum that has already been laid. This is a very this chapter of St. Vincent de Paul, because before I took on the office of president, I wanted to really make sure, could I handle this? It's a huge responsibility. Because we're impacting so many people, and the groundwork that's been laid by Ray and Bill Pye and the presidents before, and all the Vincentians were called Vincentians from St. Vincent de Paul. It's just amazing. The food pantry is just one component of what we do. We just had they do a giving tree, and I want to say hundreds of families came and were able to get gifts for the holidays that would not have been able to get gifts without St. Vincent de Paul, and just a remarkable job of what it was like setting up the gifts and getting the gifts. It was like, I don't know if you've ever been to Chick-fil-A, but they do such a good job getting people in and out, and that's what was happening at when people were coming to get their gifts. They didn't have to leave their car. They just drove up and they were served all of their gifts. The food pantry, again, we're serving such an important giving people that have food insecurity access to meals and food that they might not otherwise have, and that to watch that is, I would encourage both of you to come down and see that in action. We're always looking for volunteers because it takes we're serving hundreds and hundreds of people, so it takes many hands, makes light work. So we're always looking for volunteers. That's really, really important. I was just going to make sure that I give the number at one point in time. So if anyone wants to volunteer, we're in Middleboro, please come down. But and we can offer fuel assistance. We can offer all types of different things that the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry offers to people in the community. But our big goal is to grow, to get more members, and to really find out what are the needs in the community. Because there are so many needs in the community, and it's just, people have spiritual needs, people have physical needs, emotional needs, financial needs, and we kind of want to do all those things. So I want to kind of look at what are the needs of the individuals in Lakeville, in Rochester, in Carver, and certainly in Middleboro, to kind of help people that really need help. And for people to come and ask for that help, and there's no shame, there shouldn't be shame or embarrassment. Many of us are in precarious situations as inflation's up. I was just telling Don, I'm doing my grocery shopping. It's like amazing, the prices of everything. So just our goal is the biggest goal is to just keep being visible, so an opportunity like this, Joey and Don, is important so people can know what is St. Vincent de Paul and how can we help, because sometimes people don't even know about the Sacred Heart Food Pantry.
And another great thing over the past couple of years for St. Vincent de Paul, and I've been covering it and definitely mentioning it a lot, is the veterans, what you do for veterans as well, the Veterans Food Pantries over the past couple of years that St. Vincent de Paul has held. Tell us a little bit about that.
We try to reach the veterans community is very important to us. We have a lot of veterans that volunteer time also at the pantry. That we have veterans from Vietnam, from the Vietnam era, from the Korean era, and to see, that's the other thing, to see men and women that are well into their 70s and 80s and upper 80s doing the volunteer work every day and coming and helping with all types of different ways is kind of amazing. I'll have to, I don't know as much about that veterans part of it as I probably should, because I'm learning as I go along. But hopefully we can have a follow-up conversation for that, or I can certainly get you more information on that.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be remiss. I know that we offer things for veterans, but off the top of my head, I wouldn't be able to give you as much as I would like to be able to give you. But I know we have a lot of veteran, male and female veterans that donate time and things like that. So hopefully we can have a follow-up conversation.
You know what would be a good idea too is Joey will give the studio number, and feel free to call any Sunday with an update. And he has a Thursday show too. It's called Middleboro Matters. I know you work and teach and whatnot, and that might be tough for you. But
no, John, I can always get time, because actually I did. Joey was nice enough to have me on for a brief time.
Yeah, it was a Thursday.
Yeah, it was a Thursday.
Matters. So
that was helpful. That was really helpful.
So I mean, people call all the time anyway. So if you got an update or something like that, feel free to call. It's just to get the information out there and let the people know what you have to offer, and just you being here on a Sunday morning at 7 o'clock shows that you're passionate about what you want to do. You want this to work. You're here 7 o'clock in the morning. You're out front, coming into the studio, meeting us, and just preaching what is what's important. And I think people like hearing it. I think people like the idea of that you went out of your way to come here, more than just. I mean, I'm not knocking anyone who picks the phone up, because that's huge too,
Yes.
But you went the extra mile. You got up, you got here. It's just.
Well, I appreciate you offering me. I really do, because
I mean,
that means a lot. And I think that when you ask about a goal, and not to cut you off, Don, but because I want to make sure that I say this. Really, my goal is to hopefully that we can have hope. Hope and hope and the hope. I just want people to have hope that there's hope out there, that things can get better, that we all have times in our life kind of ebbs and flows. So I want people to know there's hope. And that's what I'm hoping that St. Vincent de Paul and the food pantry can instill in people, that there is hope, that things can improve. And just because I'm in this situation today doesn't mean I'm going to be in that situation tomorrow. So getting up at this time was important for me to be here.
Yeah.
And again, and thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome to come back anytime. You can come every month.
I will take you up on that.
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I mean, we don't really get too many studio visits. I mean, they're starting up again because of the pandemic. You know, management didn't want many people in here, and I understand that. So we had to do a lot over the phone. But now that this is a tough time. A lot of people, it's a tough time to get customers at 7 in the morning to come here.
Well, I'm 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
So although I did go to the wrong location, but that was totally on me. I was actually over where Carol's office was, her campaign headquarters at 14, or I think she was at 12 Taunton Green. So I somehow got into my head, oh, that's where I was. So
Taunton Green and Church Green, I think that there's your mix-up right there.
Yes.
And there has been mix-ups with that on the air too.
Yeah, but anybody's coming there, you just type in Taunton Federal Credit Union. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can I just give the number of St. Vincent de Paul?
Yeah.
If that's okay. So if anybody has any needs and wants to reach out, please feel free to call. It's 508-947-1717. And again, that is 508-947-1717.
Just keep throwing that number out.
Yeah, and cover one more base here, and then we'll take a commercial break, and then we'll have a little bit of fun in the last segment. Right now,
it's fun the whole time.
Do I have one more question I can ask him real quick before?
Yeah, you ask your question first.
Okay. The fuel assistance.
I was just gonna ask that. So you okay?
I
that's
work,
the
I
basic.
work for an oil company, and I've done fuel assistance deliveries for the other oil company I work for out of Abington, St. Bridget's, and it was really helpful. What is the recommendation? What is the requirements to get on fuel assistance? How many tankfuls of oil? What can people expect if you call looking for fuel assistance?
We have people that are trained to deal with that. So that's kind of like, that's another thing I have to call in again and get the exact information. But if you call that number, 508-947-1717. And again, it's 508-947-1717.
I didn't hear the number.
So one more time, John, it's 508-947-1717.
Just making sure I know the number.
Joe said we're going to have fun. I'm already having fun. The last segment's going to be fun. Again, that number is 508-947-1717. There's intake coordinators that can answer all those questions far greater than I can, but I know that there's assistance there. So please call. There's a website too that you can visit. If you just put in St. Vincent de Paul, Middleboro.org, it'll give you that. But the phone number might be better for people just to call. And there's intake coordinators that can answer all of those questions. So there's a process, and I wouldn't do it justice. So I'm going to get back to you on that process and on the veterans, the things that we do for the veterans too. So there is follow-up here. And again, last time that number is, what is it, John? Have you memorized it yet?
I
haven't. My phone is acting weird. It's like falling.
But that's not the last time you got to say it, right?
Oh, wait a minute. This is weird. All right, 20 minutes left? 508-947-1717. 508-947-1717. 1717 was a good year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I remember what it was yesterday.
It is 7:40 a.m. We're going to take another commercial break. On the other side of the break...
Oh, yeah, and you're going to play the commercial.
We're going to play...
For the food fan.
Yes, we're going to play the commercial.
Maybe we can get Chuck to do this new commercial.
Yeah, we'll have to talk.
Did Ray do the old one?
Yeah. No. Well, is this Ray's voice, or is
this is, yeah. No, this is my voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ray's got a commercial. But I mean, you're welcome to maybe do a commercial. You can call Joey and maybe send something over to his email, and he'll put a commercial with your voice.
I would like that. Do I have a radio voice?
There you go, yeah.
All right.
New sheriff in town.
And his name is Reggie Hammond. Can you name the movie? Probably not.
Yeah.
So
Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I digress.
No problem. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to talk music, Don. One of Don's favorite things, music, other than trains.
Right. And and give Chuck a little time if there's anything else that maybe you want to talk about the
Yeah,
food pantry
absolutely.
too.
A
I
little time.
want to make sure nothing is missed because this opportunity is,
Absolutely.
is good for the listeners. And but yeah, we can have fun with a little music.
And we'll have our Today in History, of course. We've got a couple of good Today in Histories and a couple of awesome birthdays as well. So we will be right back here on Middleboro Review.
And I want to complain too about some sports changes.
Some sports changes.
Yeah, later on.
Got it.
Big complaint.
Okay, here we go. You're listening to Middleboro Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF. We'll be right back.
Easy for you to say, Joe. Violated. I brought this coffee in by accident.
I'll let Chris see it.
Yeah, Taunton politics is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
I'll tell you, you want to get the nitty gritty. Listen to
I'm going
this
yeah.
one. Oh my God, he just knows every. And he was a former Raynham Schluckman too, and he's
Yes. I listened to him.
Yeah. And he's been in all sorts of posts. Yeah.
Because he was very because of the new $304 million. Dayton is so conservative. Dayton's a very conservative town.
Yeah.
Trump 2016 and Trump 2020.
Yeah.
Very conservative. And the town voted against the new $304 million Bristol Plymouth regional vocational school.
Really?
So he had some conflict with some of the people that went and they addressed the Taunton City Council. So that's where I knew that name.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That what was the other town? Berkeley too?
Berkeley voted against it, and Dayton voted against it.
Yeah.
Taunton was in favor. So they did the election on
Middleboro.
Saturday from like 10 to 3, but
Yeah.
Middleboro voted in favor. But Middleboro, your
Just
taxes
made-
are going to have to go up because
But
where are they going to get all this money?
Middleboro's squeaked by.
Yeah, okay. So was it,
It just squeaked by.
but between the new high school that you have, and the
Yeah.
new police station, and that school, it's like, where are they going to get all the money? It's like, so you were class of 27 for Middleboro High School.
2017.
27. You know, I saw a friend of mine, his son he's in the band at the Nichols Middle School, so I went to the Christmas concert with him, or the holiday concert with him, and I saw Brian Lynch. I used to work with, I hadn't seen Brian Lynch, the former superintendent of schools, like a million years. I used to work with him in 1990 at Bridgewater State College for this program called Project Contemporary Competitiveness.
Yeah.
And it was like, you ever watch the show Cold Case? Where they see the people like they're young and then you see them in the old. Like I haven't seen him in 35 years, and I was like, wow, it was just like a big. Do you know him at all?
Yeah, because he used to work for. He was in. You were TV production for Middleboro Public Schools. He went to school. He did that for 2 years with Mr. Pelletier, and then he got it. And then he technically still works, but he works for MadCam too, Middleboro.
I work for MadCam, yeah.
Yeah, so he's in the film part too.
So did you know Mr. Lynch?
Yes.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah.
He's like 6'6".
Yeah, I think you did a couple of at the school. He did a couple of films for a couple of meetings.
Look at my phone.
Yeah.
Look what I was doing.
Yeah, really?
it's like look at it. It's like.
Jesus, shutting down.
Joey, can you do an exorcism in the studio this week? I think an exorcism might be
You know what? Just drop it.
I already have done it.
Drop it again.
Just drop it. Just drop it. Drop it on the asphalt. Drop it on the pole.
These things are so expensive. My flip phone, I drove over my car. I kid you not. I fell out of my pocket and I drove into my car. I went back. The thing is fine. This thing you dropped twice and it's like a mind of its own.
I'm surprised I didn't ruin mine.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we are back here on Middleboro in Review. It is 7:45 or 7:46.
Hey, Joey.
Yes.
Nice. You mention something before I forget?
Yes, you can.
All right. Chuck, school teacher. His wife's a school teacher. We have a really good friend who was a retired school teacher. There's something about a school teacher, something about somebody who teaches is magic in a way, because we have a really good friend. He lives in he's in Florida right now, but he's just the way he is just, you can tell that the teaching part will never leave him. Even though he's retired, he's always, you know what I mean? He's like, you know, I have to say to you, what are you, my teacher? You know, he's all okay. It's something that will never, but I mean, it's always caring. It's always trying to help you learn, trying to, you know, get your act together, trying to just point you in the right direction. I mean, that will always stick with you. It'll always stick with your wife. It'll always stick with you when you retire. It's just something that's ingrained in you, and that's a good thing. So I'm just giving a shout out to all the school teachers out there, retired and active.
It's a noble profession. It's an important profession.
Yep.
With the time we have left, first off, are there any other things that you might want to talk about with St. Vincent de Paul?
I think we hit the most important things. I just want people to know, again, my word is hope for 2023, that there is hope out there. So if you're struggling financially, spiritually, physically, that there is hope, and please reach out to St. Vincent de Paul. And we're looking for volunteers. Volunteers are so important. I might have 2 volunteers here.
You know what? Just bug us. You know, be that possessive girlfriend. You know? And just call us. Call us.
Oh, you don't know what the can of worms you've opened up, John.
I think we can help out. We just need to be pointed in the right direction. You know.
That would be the biggest.
Make it so it's just shy of a restraining order.
I love it. But that would be the biggest things, Joey and
I'd like to help. I always like to help. It's just
we're.
But like you seem like a person who can coordinate that and kind of angle it. And just, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Lead them up. It's the timing. It's the what days do you pick up? It's just, I know you still pick up once a week, right?
We do. We're actually 7 days a week. We'd use volunteers.
Okay.
Honestly, for the pantry, it's Tuesday mornings and Friday mornings to do the stocking, to get ready for Wednesday and Saturday, because we're open on every Saturday. The first 4 Saturdays of the month. There are months that have 5 Saturdays, and I didn't realize that. Did you know that?
Yeah, sometimes.
It was like a dawn over Marblehead moment in my life, and I realized when I showed up and there was no one there, and they said it's the 5th Saturday. Okay, so we're there on Saturdays from 8 to 11. And then and we're helping people, and we do it in an interesting way too. People don't realize this. Everybody has an individual person that goes along with them, and you get to pick out what you want. We're not giving. There's lots of choices for people to come to the pantry. We're not giving you this is what you're going to take. Oh no, you're coming in and you're choosing the condiments that you want. You're choosing the meats that you want. You're choosing the dairy products that you want. The yogurts. You're choosing what you want as far as sweets and salty and chip crunchy things. So the choice, it's not, and that's so you'll have a person that kind of goes with you, and because of COVID and a lot of Board of Health restrictions, the volunteer has to help pick out for the person, but you're choosing your own stuff, and that's wonderful. That because a lot of people have I think don't understand that, but that's and that might be very unique to the way that we do it at St. Vincent de Paul at the Middleboro Food Pantry.
I think it moves things along.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, and then you're with that one-on-one person, you kind of connect with that person. So we're about connecting to and seeing the holistic person. And I just want to say that the people they're extraordinary people that are overcoming extraordinary difficulties. Whether there was a loss of a spouse or a child's not doing well, or they lost their job, or I don't think many of us realize that we're one paycheck away from being in a really chaotic and very unsafe. Financially unsafe situation. So
just in October, I'm handing out $1,400 oil bills.
Yeah, imagine that.
$6.29 a gallon.
Yeah,
that wasn't too long ago. That was late October. The price dropped. But around October, September, October, I was handing at $6.29 to $6.48 a gallon. You hand some 200 gallons is almost $1,100-$1,200. Here you go. Just good luck with that. It's just that's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And also the last thing, and then because I know we want to talk music, but and I will be back because I'm going to haunt both of you whether you like it or not.
I got to give you my phone number.
Please do.
All right.
Please do. But is that we're also trying to instill not only hope, but to the skill set of how to navigate the complexities of our financial world, how to save, how to budget, and we're going to be moving to teach those skills too, because those, I don't think we do a very good job, being a teacher, I don't think we do a very good job of teaching those skills in elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools about like financial planning and being able to have budgets and live within a budget and having those.
Protecting the credit.
Yeah, protecting the credit, all those really important.
Because there's so many vultures out there.
Oh yeah,
Those
yeah.
so many
And in particular, elderly people are so. There are so many. What's the word? Scams. The scams that are out there.
Right.
But I don't want to monopolize. But thank you very much for everything you're doing.
Yes, it's funny too. And I have just one question, and no one's said this, but it's been true. You graduated 1986 or 1987?
87. But how did you know? Oh, because I said it was 54.
Yeah, I graduated in 87.
I was 1987.
Okay.
But I was retained in the first grade. But
Me
don't
too.
hold it against me.
Me too.
Were you really?
Yeah.
See, I knew I liked you for a reason.
Yeah. There you go.
We can talk about retention at some point.
The old clocks, okay? The old clocks in the school, okay? And I talked to so many people, and they just say, I don't remember seeing that. They used to go backwards sometimes. You look at the hand, and they'd go backwards.
Yes.
And the perfect example of that, okay, is a movie that's out there that he's trying to get out of there, and the clock went backwards. Like, it was always be in Quincy Public Schools, okay? I'd be sitting in Mr. Constantine's room, okay, waiting to get out, 8th grade, and I'm looking at the clock, and it's 2:26, and I'm like, when am I getting out of here? And then it goes back a minute. You're like, what's it doing that for? Why'd the clocks do that? They just torture the children.
And I had similar.
Do you remember seeing those clocks?
I do.
The old clocks,
yes.
they used to,
Yes.
they
Yes.
go back a minute.
Yes, I remember seeing that. And we got out at 2:15, so, and it would go back to like 2:13, yes.
Only person who remembers. I remember that. Central Junior High, they had those craziest clocks. They just made the children's minds melt.
Yes.
All right, Joey.
All right, we have about 7 minutes here. Before we get to music, again, Chuck, what is the number for Middleboro St. Vincent de Paul?
I'm embarrassed to say my phone, but Don can tell you this phone is like jumping all over the place.
You should have that.
It was a nine. It was a.
All right,
I
come
should
on.
508 947 1717.
Yeah, you got to say it over.
508 947 1717.
Do a jingle. Get a jingle going.
Yes, I think I'm going
Get a
to.
jingle going. Just make sure it's not copyright infringement. We got problems at the
I need to
radio
be prudent
station.
that. But so one last time, the number is St. Vincent de Paul's is 508 947 1717. Please call.
Yes.
All right, Don,
Yes.
our music recommendations. So, Don, you played me a couple of songs.
Yeah. We played 2 songs, original and a cover. Deep Purple, Holy Man. Okay, it's was off the 1974 Stormbringer album with Deep Purple. Actually, Glenn Hughes on vocals on that one, with John Lord, Ian Pace,
David
Coverdale, and Richie Blackmore. It was the last album that Richie Blackmore did before he quit and went on the Rainbow. But there was another album that came out in 2015 by David Coverdale, because he went on to Whitesnake, and he did a cover of that song, which I think is great. So David Coverdale didn't sing it in Deep Purple; it was Glenn Hughes.
Yeah.
But David Coverdale did, all the singing in Whitesnake, and there's a real nice acoustic piece and just kind of funky in a way. What do you think? What do you think of those two? I mean, they're totally 2 different songs.
Oh, they're both really good.
Yeah, they're totally 2 different songs.
They are different.
Yeah.
One's a little bit more on the quieter side, and then you have the
Sort
David
of
Coverdale
country
version.
side with the
With a
original.
little bit of heavy guitars in there.
Yeah,
not
but
too heavy.
The David Coverdale song?
Yeah.
Oh,
not too
you got the acoustic at the beginning.
Yeah,
Beautiful
the acoustic at the beginning, and then those
Yeah.
guitars kind of kick in a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too heavy, but I mean, it's really.
A lot of people
both
don't know
really-
Mark III Deep Purple because everyone knows Smoke on the Water and Highway Star and stuff like that. It was Mark II Deep with Ian Gillan. But Mark III Deep Purple is a totally different music concept, especially with the 2 albums that Richie Blackmore was on, Burn and Stormbringer. And then he ended up leaving and getting replaced by Tommy Bolin because Glenn Hughes, I think it was Glenn Hughes, and only Glenn Hughes, turned that band more into more of a funk situation. And
Yes.
and I think Richie Blackmore wanted to do more Renaissance. So,
So
Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, the first album in 1975, which is Richie Blackmore and Alf band. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Ronnie James Dio would come in.
Right. Well, he toured. Alf was They toured with Deep Purple for 3 years or 2 years. They were the main tour. So that's how, and they got together. Richie and Ronnie James Dio got into a room and they did a cover called 16th Century Greensleeve, and that was the first song they did together. And then they worked on the album, and then it's just Richie didn't look back.
Yeah, and of course Ronnie didn't look back either. I mean, he went to the stratosphere.
Yeah,
in the 1980s.
but it's funny too because Richie Blackmore says he really didn't like doing the funk stuff, but he was really good at it. Because if anybody listens to Stormbringer, he was all over the place. He was all over the place, and he was really good doing that kind of music. Even though he said he was kicking and screaming, it was all Glenn Hughes' fault. It wasn't, you know. But he just, you know, he met Ronnie James Dio and he fell in love, and he didn't look back. So that's our music. You know the Mark III Deep Purple or none of that stuff?
I do not.
No?
But Whitesnake, I like.
Yeah, Whitesnake was a product from Deep Purple because David Coverdale, when the band broke up in 1976, two bands were formed, Rainbow and Whitesnake. And Whitesnake took half of Deep Purple with them, the organist John Lord and the drummer Ian Pace.
Is Whitesnake still around? They still doing
Technically, yeah, they did a couple of albums.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, all different lineup changes over
Recent
the years,
albums.
big time. So,
Yeah, they kind of had their comeback. I think it was like in 2010. They kind of had their major comeback.
Yeah.
They've been kind of putting out albums.
They've had so many different players, and they came out with an album called the Purple Album in 2015, which is all Mark III and Mark IV did Deep Purple songs, which David Coverdale was the singer for 3 albums. Anyway.
Okay, 7:58 a.m. Let's do our Today in Histories. First one we have 45 BC. Probably one of the oldest in histories I've ever done here on the show. But 45 BC, the Julian calendar takes effect as the civil calendar of the Roman Empire, establishing January 1st as the new date of the new year. 1898, New York. New York annexes land from surrounding counties, creating the city of Greater New York. The 4 initial boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, are joined on January 25th by Staten Island to create the modern city of 5 boroughs. 1902, the first American college football bowl game, the Rose Bowl between Michigan and Stanford, is held in Pasadena, California. And it's tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Today. Why? It's been January 1st forever, and now they got to change it. Winter Classics tomorrow, too. Why? Why they got to stop monkeying with stuff? January 1st has always been the Rose Bowl, and then you got to do January 2nd?
Is that the sport you wanted to talk about earlier?
Yeah.
And this year's Rose Bowl is going to be Penn State versus Utah, I believe. I don't know. I'll correct that next week. I don't have time to correct that now. 1934, Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay becomes a United States federal prison. Birthdays on this day: 1735, Paul Revere, American silversmith and engraver, and 1752, Betsy Ross, American seamstress, sewed flags for the Pennsylvania Navy during the Revolutionary War. A big part of sewing the flag of the American flag, and Paul Revere, a major figure in so many ways to the American Revolution. Deaths on this day: 1953, Hank Williams, American singer-songwriter and guitarist. We have Hank Williams II, Hank Williams Jr., who was another big and important person as well. And another, we have Hank Williams III, who's more into rock and metal and things like that, but he's still pretty good too. I listened to some of his music. And 2020, David Stern, American lawyer and businessman. He was a former NBA commissioner, passed away on this day 3 years ago in 2020, January 1st, 2020. It is 8:01 a.m. We have to say goodbye. I want to thank Don, as always, for being on the show.
Thank you.
And I want to thank Chuck Hart for being on the show today.
What's that number, Chuck?
That number is 508-947-1717. Again, Don and Joey, 508-947-1717. That is St. Vincent de Paul, the food pantry in Middleboro, Massachusetts.
And thank you, the listeners, for listening on the radio, or if you're on the Facebook, thank you as well. And we'll be back next week, January 8th, 2023. And I will be back on the air on Thursday with another edition of Middleboro Matters. Until then, have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. That was good. That was good.
What's the number, Chuck?
Good God. And what they were talking about the music stuff was like over my pay grade, but I do know Whitesnake. Whitesnake was at the
Yeah, no, it's always the family tree thing.